They are facing a 2nd and long. Wilson. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Here's Jamie Gillen on now, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. It's a short kick. Fair catch is called for, and they're going to be in business with a short field to work. The Cowboys offense ready to get back to work. Hey, Greg, you think about the NFC East, I was always fond of saying, you're not allowed to rebuild in the NFC East. Think about these fan bases, Philly, Washington, Dallas, the Giants. Their fans don't stand rebuilds very often. Always feels a different pressure in this division to be one of the best teams in the league every year.
Yeah, and it's just such a fun division. And last year with Washington turning it around so quickly, Jayden Daniels and Dan Quinn, what a great story that was. And then, of course, with Philadelphia, the eventual Super Bowl champs, clearly towards the end of the season, it was pretty evident, at least to all of us, that they were the best team, and that's exactly how things played out. So if you're at the bottom looking up, unlike some of these other divisions where you say, okay, maybe I'm not as far behind as it feels, in the NFC East, Mike, there's just not a lot of easy wins in your division, especially if you're the Giants.
You talk about history, and sometimes people go back 5 or 10 years. I just think back to the generations of great matchups amongst these teams. Greg, when any one of these teams goes to visit the other one, it feels like a historic NFL game because of the legacy. That, to me, is why the NFC East is one of the sexiest divisions in all of sports, not just the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. And it has more of kind of like a college football vibe, right? There's rivalries. The fans kind of don't hate. They hate each other. They're yelling at each other. They're throwing things at the field. It has a little bit.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Newman. And the Giants are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
The Giants offense ready to get back at it. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns and kick less field goals because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, what It's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about one. Osa Odigizua there on the tackle.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
A gain of 4, and it's third down.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Makes things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Open man, that's Slayton. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. How's that for a big decision paying off? A gain of 28 yards on fourth down. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. They'll run. It's Scatterboot. And he'll plunge forward to the 2. Setting up second and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal.
Down, back at the 4-yard line.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Line of scrimmage to the 4. It's third down and goal. Now Russ, and that is incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on fourth down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. And this will pay off. It is caught. Touchdown, New York. For Russell Wilson, career touchdown pass, 351, but number 1 as a New York Giant. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He's got got it. And the Giants are on the board. It's now 14-7.
14, Giants 7.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Now a return coming from the 14. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to see what they can do. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number one, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
At the 28-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 5.
Yeah, here we go.
On the play fake, Dak. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
Well, not exactly a highlight reel type play, but in some cases, just checking the ball down to your fullback, picking up some positive yards is the only play that's to be made.
3rd and a yard. They'll run the sneak, and he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line to the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
Cowboys, first down. 1st and 10.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. It's a give up the middle with Williams. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. There's a short one that's caught by Ferguson, and he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. This one caught at the 4. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal coming up. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Yeah! There we go, boy.
Williams. Touchdown!
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Aubrey now for the extra point. The kick is good. Cowboys will take a 21-7 lead.
Giants 7.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Giants offense make their way out, take over once more. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets, Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid, week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. Malik Neighbors, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. Brian Daboll there, the head coach of the Giants. His guys heading back out for their next possession. So, Greg, this was not a Christmas gift in May when the schedule maker said, hi, your season's going to start with back-to-back road games. However, win the first. If you can win here and then head home 2-0, man, this season takes on a very different tone.
Oh, there's no question. And Mike, am I crazy, though? I could make an argument that I'd rather play the away games early in the season. We're fresh. We're not beat up. We don't have a roster that's depleted, getting a lot of new guys into the when you get into the meat of the season, middle to back end, there's a lot of new guys playing for the first time. Practices are a little shorter. Travel's a little bit harder. You're not feeling as good. So if they can somehow get 2 early road wins here, knowing that now there's a lot of home games as the season unfolds, I actually think they could be doing themselves a favor.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The rookie out of Penn State, Abdul Carter, having a lot of success here early in the season. 2 sacks in the opener, and he's got another one here.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that 2nd down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
Yeah! Here we go!
A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll let this go deep for Tolbert. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Wilson. He'll look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes to go here till halftime.